Yeah. This is way too far back. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Good, there we go. Let me see. All right, let me see. Ow, 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 ow. All right, I will get started here in a second. Oh gosh, my neck hurts. Much better. There we go. Let's see. Hello, how are you? Okay, there we go. How's it going, guys? Okay. I'm going to get started here in a minute. Okay, I know try hard. But how are you, Dr. Keller? How are you? Oh, God, I'm sore. Rare End, how are you? All right, I'm going to get started here in a couple seconds. Why are you in horrible pain? What happened? All right, guys, we're at the 5-minute mark, so I guess let's get started here then. Hi, guys, welcome to Cryptocast, your source for all things crypto-related, unknown, and paranormal. I'm your host, Parker. I'm a bit tired today. I went to bed late last night and I'm just kind of sore as well. So sorry about starting a little late. And oh no, your knee dislocated. Oh dude, that's gotta hurt. Like I know a guy who constantly like his shoulder got dislocated. So I don't know how bad that is compared to the knee, but yeah, I feel like the knee's worse. So I do hope you get better, man. That's really gotta hurt. So I do hope you get better. But tonight we're going to be talking about the origins of some of the Disney movies, like where they came from. Hey, Phoenix, how are you? So, yes, we're going to be talking about some of the origins of the Disney movies. So, a good, like, I'd say 90% of the Disney movies, they're all based off of some sort of fairy tale, and those fairy tales, they don't have happy endings for the most part. So, I don't know. You guys wanted to see this, and I was happy to do it for you. So, we're going to be talking about the real endings to some of your favorite Disney movies. Um, so really, if you guys want to hold on to that last bit of like childhood nostalgia and not have like these movies like completely ruined for you, I guess this video is not the best for you then. Oh, you have unstable knee syndrome. Oh, damn, dude, that sucks though. Still, I do hope you get better though. So, I guess let's start off with this list then that I have prepared. Also, next week I'm going to be doing. You guys want to see this as well? I'm going to be talking about the Lilo and Stitch experiments from Lilo and Stitch the series and everything. And be talking about the experiments and everything since I do kind of consider aliens cryptid and stuff, even though these aren't real at all, of course. But I mean, it's just something I liked as a kid and I don't know. I just know a lot about them, and I figure this would be fun to talk about next week. So I'm talking about again the Lilo and Stitch experiments next week, and we're gonna learn a little bit more about them and some of their origins. And then after this, I have to think about what I want to do next. Hmm. Your friend, dude? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Moment of silence for your friend, 1987 to 2019. Wow. Yeah, dude. I'm sorry for your loss, man. My heart goes out to you. I know what it's like to lose friends and lose loved ones. So, um, yeah, my heart goes out to you, dude. I wish you the best. My heart goes out to his family as well. I hope he, they find peace and comfort and um, yeah, it's hard to lose a friend and a loved ones. It's just hard to lose anybody that you're close to. So, yeah, I'm really sorry to hear that, dude. My heart goes out to you as well as your friend's family and anyone else who was close to him. So, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Dr. Keller. So, let's talk about these fairy tales. So, let's start off with Cinderella. So, Cinderella is a very popular Disney movie as well as a story. The Disney adaptation is good, but it's not accurate. Well, I mean, for the most part, it's pretty accurate, except for the ending, which you'll find with a lot of these Disney movies. So, Cinderella is the Disney version is about a princess who is mistreated by her stepmother and she goes to a ball and meets a prince but has to escape before midnight and loses a slipper in her haste. Then the prince takes the slipper and has young ladies in the realm try it on to see if it fits. He finds Cinderella whom it perfectly fits and they live happily ever after. Hey, Fizzy Stream, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for coming to the show tonight. Um, and in the original story of Cinderella, so it's all that happy ever after and everything, but in the original story, this is where it gets terrifying, guys. So in the Charles Perrault version, I think I said his name right. When the prince arrives at Cinderella's house, the stepmother orders her two daughters to cut off their toes to put in the slippers. And today, Fizzy Stream, I'm talking about the original origins of some of the Disney movies that were originally fairy tales. So we're going to be learning about the real version because they're all not happy endings. Like a good 95% of the Disney movies that are based off of some sort of fairy tale are really dark. And I just wanted to cover that tonight because I figured it would be really cool. And a lot of people out there wanted me to talk about it as well. So this evil stepmother orders her two daughters to cut off their toes so that the slipper can fit them. And her plan doesn't work. Because the prince knows is like, hey, you're missing some toes and you're like bleeding fucking profusely into the slipper. So, um, damn foiled again. Their plan got didn't work, and and Cinderella does get the prince and a happy ending. But to add insult to injury, during the wedding, some pigeons devour the eyes of her already mutilated stepsisters. So Cinderella's getting married to the prince. She gets her happy ever after. The sisters are there. They're missing some toes, and then a swarm of pigeons comes down and pecks out their eyes. So they're blind now, and that is the real origin of of Cinderella. A lot darker than the Disney adaptation. Just a fucking swarm of pigeons. And the pigeons, I'm pretty sure, may symbolize something. I don't know because pigeons are usually seen as like these dirty, disease-carrying birds. So I don't know. I guess that's kind of like I don't know. I guess there's something there. I know there's something there. Now let's talk about Sleeping Beauty a bit. So in the Disney version, a princess pricks her finger on a spinning wheel spindle and succumbs to eternal sleep due to a curse that was put on it. A brave prince rescues her with a kiss, and they both live happily ever after. Typical Disney, typical happy ending. Now, in the real story by Jayam Batista Bazile, I think I pronounced that. Aurora is not waking up with a sweet kiss, but with the birth of her two twins. And the prince doesn't kiss her. He gets her pregnant and then leaves because he's married. And when Aurora and her children arrive in the palace, the prince's wife tries to kill them, but the king stops her and allows Aurora to marry the man who raped her. So, yeah, the prince literally has sex with an unconscious girl, and she gets pregnant and has twins. Oh shit. That's even darker, Aaron. Jesus Christ, for Cinderella. But yeah, Sleeping Beauty, the prince has sex with Aurora while she's unconscious, and her twins, by giving birth to her twins, she wakes up, and then then the princess tries to kill her, and then the king allows Aurora to marry the prince, who essentially just raped her in her sleep. Oh God, Disney avoided a huge thing there. Jesus Christ. So now let's move on to Beauty and the Beast. Okay. So in the Disney version, Belle is kidnapped by a beast and lives in a luxurious castle with talking utensils until she discovers the mothers. Jesus Christ, the monsters, not the mother. Misread monster as mother. No, she didn't have incest. She did not have incest, guys. Royal date rape. Oh God. And so she discovers the monster's inner beauty. In love, she kisses him and saves him from the spell that made him ugly. And because physical beauty does not matter. And in the original story by Gabrielle Suzanne Barbat de Villeneuve, sure, Belle convinces the beast to let her visit her sisters for a week. Upon seeing her covered in jewelry and hearing about the luxurious life she leads, the sisters convince Belle to stay longer with the intention that her delay will drive the beast mad and he will devour Belle. So the sisters literally want Belle. They want her dead. So, and the beast is still in animal mode at this point. So they're hoping that hey, maybe if she's gone for too long, the beast is gonna fucking eat her. So they're just jealous of her, and they just pretty much want all of her wealth for herself. Now in the original Disney adaptation, Belle didn't have sisters or siblings whatsoever. It was just her and her dad, who everyone thought was a fucking nut. Thanks to Gaston, who honestly, okay, guys, I want to hear your opinion on this. Do you think Gaston was actually like a villain in the sense of the term? For me, I personally don't think so. I think he was just more of a jerk, and a fuckboy and a douchebag than anything. I don't think he was really like a villain like Jafar or the witch from fucking Snow White or Mother Gothel from Rapunzel or Ursula. He doesn't have that same like evil vibe to him like the others do. I just feel like Gaston is more he's just more of a jerk. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I'm just interested to hear your thoughts. So let me know what you think. Because there's a lot there. Yeah, he is a jerk. He really is. I mean, in my opinion, okay, what do you guys think? Who's your favorite Disney villain, like, of all time? Do you like Scar from The Lion King? Do you like the evil witch from Snow White? Do you like the stepsisters from he did think he was God's gift to women. Do you like Gaston? Do you like Ursula? Do you like Gothel? Do you like that I forgot what his name was, that bag from Frozen who just wanted the fucking kingdom. I forgot his name. Do you like him? I just want to know your favorite villain. Who is your favorite Disney villain? Because I'm Hobbits, so it's one of those two, Frodo or Frollo, from Hunchback of Notre Dame. Um, Honestly, if I or Captain Gantu from Lilo and Stitch. Now, I love Captain Gantu. Um, Now, my favorite Disney villain right now is I'd probably say Scar, just because of the fact that he's like edgy as fuck and he has a good musical number, and I just really like Scar. Um, but Lilo and Stitch is my favorite Disney movie. So, what is your favorite Disney movie as well, and your favorite Disney villain? Because I'd love to know. Yeah, Scar did kill his brother. Um, Honestly, let's actually talk about The Lion King really quick. So, The Lion King is pretty much just an animal version of William Shakespeare's oh fuck, what's the name of that? Hamlet. It's a pretty much a lion version of Hamlet. Um, and in the end, Lion King was supposed to have a very different ending, but Disney changed it because it was too dark. Um, During the battle between Simba and Scar was supposed to defeat Simba by knocking him off the cliff. Simba would live by falling on a tree or a rock. Oh, Dumbo. You like Dumbo, yeah. But Scar was supposed to defeat Simba by knocking him off the cliff. Simba was supposed to survive by landing on a rock or a branch that was hanging on the side of the cliff. And then Scar was sitting on the top of Pride Rock, um, laughing, while the flames consumed him and he died in his own blaze of glory, essentially. But still, that is pretty dark. But compared to the fucking ending of the real Lion King when Scar was devoured by hyenas, I don't know. I'd say that's a little bit darker, but Disney wanted Simba to win the fight and not have Scar beat him, so they changed it. And did you know? And Toy Story was supposed to be, honestly, very, very different, as well. Believe it or not, Toy Story Woody was actually supposed to be the main villain, and Woody was like an actual dick. He was like a fucking dictator. He pretty much told all the toys what to do. He ordered and pushed Buzz out the window, which ended up like breaking or I don't know, or essentially killing Buzz. Yeah, Woody was supposed to be a villain. He was insanely evil, and he used Slinky as a guard dog, and he had Slinky like sick all the toys off the bed and stuff, and then eventually all the toys turned on Woody, and yeah, Toy Story was supposed to be much much darker than it really. Yeah, I mean, I know. I mean, after yeah, you wouldn't expect Woody to be a villain because he's such a likable guy. Woody's such a good guy, and yeah, and when the Pixar team showed this to Disney, they were originally going to cancel the movie because they were so kind of disturbed by what they saw. So they had to make Woody a much likable character. Um, and we got the Toy Story that we know and loved. So if they didn't do this last minute change, we wouldn't have a Toy Story. And I believe sometime this year, I think Toy Story 4 is coming out. I want to believe. So honestly, I really feel like they should have stopped after the third one. I feel like the three was just enough, but I mean, Toy Story's a good franchise. It's not my favorite, but I like it. I do like it. I really like it. So we'll see how this goes. So let's talk about Snow White. So in the Disney version of Snow White, Snow White's only crime was that she was the fairest of all women in the realm, and for that reason she has to escape the woods where she ends up living with seven dwarves. It is there that a wicked witch poisons her, the dwarfs attempt to avenge her, and the witch falls to her death. While she's still asleep, a prince comes out of nowhere and revives Snow White, and of course they live happily ever after. Now, in the original story by the Brothers Grimm, the witch doesn't die under the rock. Her punishment for trying to kill Snow White is to dance in like heated iron shoes until she faints and dies. So, the dwarves or the prince or one of those people heat up some iron shoes over a fire. I have a picture of that right here. I'll show you. So this is like what it looks like. They're heating the shoes up on a fire. They force the witch to then dance on put those shoes on, essentially like burning and destroying her feet. And she dances in those shoes. She's forced to until she dies. And that is her crime for cursing Snow White and putting her to sleep. So she still dies, essentially, but in the Disney version, she falls off a cliff. That giant boulder falls on top of her and crushes her. This one, she puts those heated shoes on. She dances until she dies. It's similar. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like the dancing plague that happened many, 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 many years ago. So I don't know. Which way do you think would be worse? Getting falling off a cliff and having a boulder crush you, or being forced to dance in boiling hot shoes until you died? What sounds worse to you guys? Honestly, I really can't pick right here. They both sound horrible. But in your opinion, what would you guys say is the worst? Because yeah, it's a really dark story, and with these stories, they're gonna get much more darker as we go on. Let me see. Oh God, let's see. So let's talk about the Little Mermaid. Now, the Little Mermaid, in the Disney version, that is true, Phoenix. So being crushed, she wouldn't suffer, but it's yeah, not good. So Ariel is the daughter of the king of the sea. She exchanges her voice to Ursula for some legs and goes to the surface to use forks as combs and look for love. She falls in love with Prince Eric, and together they kill the evil witch Ursula that she made a deal with and live happily ever after. That's all nice and good. And in the original version, in the Hans Christian Andersen version, the print in the agreement when Ariel made the deal with Ursula is that Ariel's leg hurt all the time as if she were walking on knives. Since pain and seduction don't mix, in the end, the prince marries another woman and Ariel throws herself in the ocean where she turns into sea foam. Now, her sisters, Ariel's sisters, actually trying to made a deal with Ursula that if Ariel kills Prince Eric, she will go back to being a mermaid again. And instead of killing the prince, who she still really likes, she's okay with seeing him happy and everything. So she waits for that last day. She goes into the ocean. The sun comes up. She turns into sea foam and is carried away by the water. So yeah, in the end, nobody really wins except Prince. I don't know if Prince Eric really wins, but nobody really wins. Okay, let me see. Mulan. Let's talk about Mulan. Excuse me. So Mulan is a girl with a cricket and a dragon who pretends to be a man to fight in the Chinese army against the Huns. After showing her valor, Mulan wins the war and goes back home to play with her crickets. Excuse me. In the Hua Mulan's poem, China loses the war. The Khan from the enemy lets Mulan live with the condition that she must live with him. So Mulan escapes. When she arrives home, she discovers that her father is dead and her mother has remarried. Then she says, I'm a woman, I survived the war, and I have done enough. Now I want to be with my father. And then Mulan kills herself. So I know the samurai were Japanese, but I think seppuku may apply here as well. In this, since she was a warrior, and it's dark regardless, guys. So she gets home. Her dad's dead. She's really upset by this because I think in the original poem she was really, really close to her dad, and she's upset to see her mom remarried. So after the war, after escaping the Hun, she kills herself to see her dad again, which is honestly, I don't know. I'm glad Disney didn't go with that ending. Otherwise, it would have scarred me for life as a child. But let's talk about Rapunzel. Okay, hold on. There we go. Rapunzel is a beautiful princess with long blonde hair who lives trapped in a tower. One day she meets a bandit, and together they have plenty of adventures that are not featured in the original story. So, I mean, that's classic Disney, just altering the story. Okay, in the original story, and it says on this thing that I'm reading off, it says this may be the happiest Grimm brothers story in the list. So we'll see what happens here. Rapunzel's parents were farmers who got her after exchanging a bit of Rapunzel plant, rampion, for a salad with a witch when she was a baby. When she was 12, the witch locked her in a tower that had no doors or stairs and just a window. The only way to get to Rapunzel at the top of the tower was her beautiful long hair. One day, a prince walking by the towers hears her sing, so he goes up to the tower that same night. Rapunzel decides to marry him. When the prince goes back for her, he climbs up her golden hair and finds the witch in the tower. She throws him out of the window, and the prince falls on some spines that enter through his eyes. He spends months roaming the prairies and woods of the realm, blind, until he hears Rapunzel singing from afar. When he finds her, she has two children, and her magic tears give him his sight back. Rapunzel and the prince get married and live happily ever after. So So the witch tosses the prince out the window, and his eyes hit some spikes, which cause him to lose his sight. Later, he comes back to the tower after hearing Rapunzel. Yeah, I mean, I know. I'm glad, Stephanie. Stephanie, hey, how are you? But yeah, so it's pretty much just like the original Disney story. Like she does have her magic tears and all that, but um, it's a relatively happy ending for Brothers Grimm story because those things were dark as shit. Kind of like my internet search history, but do we talk about that on the show? No, we don't. You know, one day on my second channel, we could just do like a little web exploration and just go down different rabbit holes. I could do that like as a little live stream for my second channel. If you guys would be interested in that, we can just go on random websites requested by you guys. Nothing illegal, of course, but we can just keep going down rabbit holes and see where it goes. Now let's talk about Pocahontas. Now, in my college history class, we're actually talking about Pocahontas right now, and it's fucked up. It's actually really fucked up. So in the Disney version, Pocahontas is a woman who talks with trees, and her best friend is a raccoon. One day she falls in love with an Englishman and almost starts a war between the two people. In the real life, in real life, Pocahontas is also known as Matoaka. She was a daughter of Chief Powhatan in the territory now known as Virginia. The natives kidnapped John Smith to exchange him for hostages, and she saved his life. So, kind of true to the real story here in a bit. That was the only relationship they had. She was eventually kidnapped and held for ransom by settlers at the age of 17. She married an Englishman and died at the age of 22. It says of here unknown causes, but she was brought back to England by the person that she married. And since the Native Americans at the time, their immune systems were so low, she ended up catching a really bad disease and died in England, away from all of her people. So it is really sad. And the time that John Smith actually met Pocahontas, she was 12 years old. So she was just a kid. So yeah, think about that. Think about that the next time you watch Pocahontas. She's actually a 12-year-old girl. Now let's talk about Hercules. So Hercules is a young son of Zeus and saves Meg from the clutches of Hades to become the true hero and arrive on Mount Olympus. Let me see Hercules. Damn. Hercules was a savage, and a single post is not enough to explain the extent of his crimes, but let's talk about Meg. Meg was the daughter of the king of Thebes, and Hercules took her in marriage almost by force. God damn. They had two children and lived happily ever after until Hera, Zeus's wife, drove Hercules mad and he killed Meg and their children. Tormented by guilt, Hercules still completed the same 12 tasks as in the film, but with extreme violence and disregard for life. Bless my soul, Herc was on a roll. God damn. This is fucking. It really is. But yeah. So Hercules eventually just went crazy, all because of fucking Hera. And if you look at Greek mythology, Hera is a jealous bitch. Okay, she gets really jealous, and it's all because Zeus likes to sleep around. And I mean, they're married, so I get it, but she doesn't have to take it out on their kids. Just take it out with Zeus. It's not good, guys. It's not good. Don't be like Hera, guys. Don't be like Hercules and forcing people to marry you. Just just let love happen naturally. It's the best way. It really is. Let's talk about the Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is one of the darkest ones on this list. Quasimodo is a young man born with disabilities. He falls in love with a gypsy and saves her from being executed by the church. That's the Disney version. In Victor Hugo's novel, Quasimodo falls in love Quasimodo fails to save Esmeralda. In fact, he unwittingly surrenders her to the authorities and watches as she's hanged. Then Quasimodo goes to her grave where he stays by the grave until he starves. Years later, when her grave is opened, someone finds both their skeletons, but when they try to separate them, they turn to dust. So pretty much Quasimodo, he gave Esmeralda to the fucking police or the church, the Jesus police, whatever you want to call them, and he watches her die, and then he feels so bad about what he did. Hold on, I'm not in focus. There we go. And he feels so bad about what he did. He goes to the grave and he just stays there until he dies too. He doesn't eat, doesn't drink, just lays there until he dies. Really fucking sad shit here. Now let's talk about Pinocchio. In Disney, Pinocchio is a puppet who eventually became a real boy by the son of an old carpenter, Geppetto, who always wanted a son. So he made one out of wood. On his way to school, Pinocchio puts his father's life in danger and in the end becomes a real boy. And in the original story by Carlo Collodi, it says Pinocchio is an asshole. I'm not even joking. Pinocchio is an asshole. Since birth, he behaves badly, he steals things, and even his father calls him a wretched lad. One day, as a consequence of his actions, a cat and a fox hang him from a willow tree and watch him die while he swings in the wind. Damn, Pinocchio was lynched by a fucking fox and cat. There they are. He's eating with them, and he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know. Get out of Pinocchio, quick. No, that fox knows what's up. He knows what's gonna happen. Jesus Christ. But hey, that's Pinocchio. Let's talk about Jungle Book. So, in the Disney version, Mowgli is a boy who has been abandoned by his parents in the jungle where a bear and a panther teach him to sing songs and forage for himself. In the original story by Rudyard Kipling, after killing the murderous tiger Shere Khan, Mowgli discovers that his biological parents have been captured by a village of farmers. With the help of the wolves and the elephants, Mowgli destroys the village and kills its inhabitants. Later, he has to escape because the inhabitants believe him to be an evil spirit. Finally, Mowgli finds peace in a village governed by the English. So, literally, Mowgli, with the help of his animal friends, he goes to a village where his parents are being kept. He commits fucking genocide on the entire town, and then leaves and and joins another goes and leaves and joins another colony. So, yeah, Mowgli was a fucking douchebag, man. Let me see if I can find some more because that site doesn't have a lot, and this stream's halfway over. Hercules. What is this? What did you send me? Oh. I think Pinocchio actually did kill Jiminy Cricket in the original. Okay, now let's talk about Bambi. Bambi. Besides all the sad stuff about the stags abandoning their young after the does give birth, Bambi is also shot in the original book, and he is taught to walk in circles to spread the blood around to confuse the hunters and the dogs tracking him. Yeah, no one wants to see cartoon blood, so we understand why Disney cut this out. And oh, the hunter is shot and killed by another man, and the old prince makes sure Bambi sees the body to prove that the man isn't all powerful. So Bambi gets shot, he lives, he tracks a trail of blood, and the body of the hunter is shown, and to Bambi, and it's that's fucked up. Fox and the Hound, in the original story by Daniel P. Mannix, it takes the cake for its sheer tragic twists. The fox is raised by a seemingly nice hunting family, and everything is going great until it's returned to the wild. So pretty much kind of like the same in the movie. This is when things get real. He decides to start taunting the hunting dogs in retaliation, and one of them breaks loose and is hit by a train during the subsequent chase. Excuse me. The fox then dies from chase fuel exhaustion, and another dog becomes so old that it needs to be shot. So pretty much in Fox and the Hound in the original book, everyone dies. Okay, The Princess and the Frog. And this was by the Brothers Grimm as well, so we know this is going to get really dark. And let me see. The Princess and the Frog is a beloved story of the Frog Prince, so recently turned into a cutesy film by Disney. The idea is that once the princess kisses a frog, he'll turn into a prince. But in the Grimm's version, the princess is a lot less about that idea than Tiana is. To the princess's credit, the frogified prince pulled a couple of creepy stunts by trying to crawl up her pillow and eat off her plate with her, but we're not entirely sure that slamming this amphibian body against a wall was an entirely appropriate reaction. So the prince hates so the princess in the story hates the frog, so she takes the frog and just slams him up against the wall for trying to eat her food. Awesome. There's not really a lot. I'm trying to find more. Let me see. Bear with me here, guys. There's actually not a lot that we haven't covered. Let me see if I can actually find some more. Cinderella, we already talked about that. Little Mermaid, we talked about that. Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Pinocchio, Fox and the Hounds, Beauty and the Beast. If anybody actually has suggestions for me for Disney movies that you want me to look the origins of up that I didn't cover yet, please let me know. Oh, I didn't know that. So the Princess and the Frog, she promised that he'd share her food and okay. Guys, if you have any other stories that I didn't cover yet, please let me know. I still have a lot of time. Any movies that you want me to cover at all, let me know. Let's look at Frozen, actually. Okay, come on, Frozen. Well, actually, we do have some. Since we do have a lot of time, would you guys be okay with actually me looking up some Disney theories that people have had about like linking some movies together and stuff? Hmm. I'll find Frozen first, and then I'll look into some theories. Hmm. So, Frozen is based on the Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale The Snow Queen, which was first published in 1845. Let me see. I will do theories after I talk about this one, because I'll have like about. I'd say after this I have about like 10 minutes left. We can cover a couple theories. But you may not like what else it does in the movie. May not. Fuck. This is literally just the people making Frozen. How? Okay, here we go. How's Frozen different from the Snow Queen? Let me see. Let me see. Come on. The original Disney. Let's take a closer look. Show me more of this. Come on. The site's being dumb. That was supposed to show me. Oh, fucking hell. Where the fuck is it? It's not letting me read about. Oh, fucking hell. The real story behind Frozen. Okay, well, I can't find what this. I can't find anything about it for some. The Snow Queen. Let's just check Wikipedia. So this story involves. Damn, okay. Fucking hell, man. This is dark. Okay. The story centers on the struggle between good and evil. Yeah, and it's about like it involves like deals with the devil. Yeah, kidnapping. At the end, the grandmother reads a passage from the Bible. Assuredly, I say to you, unless you are converted and become as little children, you will by no means enter the kingdom of heaven. So at the end, it becomes summer. But no, yeah, it's pretty much just a kidnapping story, guys. Deals with the devil and kidnapping. Jesus Christ, guys, this is dark. Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So let's talk about some Disney theories, since I still have some time. So let's see. What are there any theories that you want me to cover in particular? Um, I'll cover about anything. I do have like one that I want to talk about right off the top of my head that I know of. So there is a theory that Elsa and Anna's parents from Frozen, they were on their way to make it to they were on their way to make it to um Rapunzel and Flynn's wedding, and they crashed on an island, built a tree fort house kind of thing, had a baby, and were eventually killed by a jaguar. So, if you couldn't tell already, the theory is that Elsa's parents are also Tarzan's parents. And this story was actually confirmed by one of the Disney writers. So Tarzan is actually Elsa and Anna's long lost brother, which I do think is really cool. 25 Disney movie fan theories that actually got confirmed. Finding Riley. Let me see. Everyone knows that Pixar loves to include little Easter eggs in all of its films. There might be a reference to another movie. So if you guys remember, what is it? Um, Inside Out, the one about the emotions in the head. Riley actually appeared in Finding Dory in this one scene right here. I think I'm good again. I think I'm good again. Yes, it's good on my end. Okay. Okay. My good guys. I think I'm okay now. So people believe that I think I'm back again, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, but think yeah, I'm back. Okay, so I don't know what happened there, guys. I'm sorry, but people believe that Boo from Monsters Inc. is a witch and brave. And this and what actually leads this theory on is that the witch has a carving of Sully in the background, which leads people to believe that they are one and the same, that she's one and the same. Another theory is that this peddler in the beginning of Aladdin and the genie are the same. They're both voiced by Robin Williams, both wearing blue, a red sash, same beard, and this was actually confirmed by the Disney staff that they actually are one and the same. Frozen has a hidden political meaning. Um, and the hidden political meaning was that Frozen was about climate change. And incredibly, the main promoter of Frozen slash the climate change theory was the U.S. government. So the U.S. government really believed that hey, Frozen is about climate change, and this was actually was confirmed by Disney that yes, the movie did have an underlying tone about climate change, and that we should all do our best to take care of the Earth. Okay, another theory is a Hannah Montana theory. Um, it says it was either a dream or a crazy fantasy. Maybe she was just another kid whose ambition was to become a famous pop star. Was Miley secretly suffering from some kind of split personality disorder? The conspiracy theories were endless. While all of these theories were pretty fun to read, nobody actually expected them to be true. However, Disney Channel decided to surprise us all in the DVD extras of Hannah Montana's final season. An alternate ending was included in which the events of the show were actually Miley Cyrus's childhood fantasies. She desperately wanted to become a pop star, and as we know, that dream came true. How heartwarming. So, pretty much one of the endings for Hannah Montana was, "It was all a dream." So another theory is that Hercules and Ariel from The Little Mermaid are related. Since Hercules is set in ancient Greece and Little Mermaid takes place 1,000 years later. However, numerous Disney fans have noticed that the pair both descended from mythical gods and thus must be some family on some level. And as we know, Hercules is the son of Zeus. Turns out Zeus shares much more than just excellent facial hair with Ariel's father Triton. Triton is the son of Poseidon, who is a brother of Zeus, meaning Hercules and Ariel are first cousins once removed. Red hair clearly runs in the family, as does the taste for adventure. So Hercules and Ariel are both related. Now let me see. I have about time for one more theory that I can cover right now. So please let me know which one you want me to cover. I'll read them off. The animals in Pixar are intelligent for a reason. Jane is Belle's distant descendant. Ariel investigates a shipwreck of Elsa and Anna's parents. Problems in multiple Pixar movies. The same tree from A Bug's Life. The reason why the vehicles and cars have different accents. Rapunzel, Elsa, and Anna are related. Zootopia features a different couple. Elsa gets her magic from a surprising source. The Incredibles takes place in an alternate universe. The Enchantress was in love with the Beast. A good reason for hating humans for Monsters Inc. Nala got banished from the Pride Lands by Scar. Andy from Toy Story has an absent father. The reason Ariel's mom is no longer around. Cars, A Story of Human Destruction. Aladdin is actually a futuristic tale, or Alice Has Fun in Wonderland. Let's actually talk about Nala gets banished from the Pride Lands by Scar. Have you ever wondered how exactly Nala manages to find Simba in The Lion King? Like, it's made very clear that Simba is hiding out in a jungle very far from the Pride Lands. Maybe Nala is out searching for food, but even then, it's a long way for her to stray. Will Scar really permit his captive lioness to stray far? Lion King fans did come up with a theory that maybe Scar banished Nala. As Simba's closest friend, she was unlikely to have taken his end and Scar's rule very well. It is possible that she was sent far away after causing trouble one too many times. For a while, this theory was mere speculation until the Lion King musical premiered on Broadway. A new song, The Madness of Scar, confirmed that Simba's evil uncle banished Nala. It was a bad move for him. It eventually led to his own downfall. So yes, Scar did banish Nala from the Pride Lands. Alright, guys, so with that being said, we've been doing this for about an hour now, so I'm sorry this kind of stream was all over the place, but I really did hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you dislike it, you can dislike it if you want. I really can't think of anything clever to say if you don't like it this time, but feel free to like it. Also, subscribe if you're new to become a member of the Crypto Crew today. Also, guys, after this, I'm going to be uploading a new video on my second channel, Parker's Plights, so please be sure to check that out. It's actually a really funny high school story that actually happened to me, so I'm kind of excited to tell it. So please be sure to check that out, guys. Next week, I will be back for... we're going to be talking about the experiments from Lilo and Stitch. Then I have no idea what we can do from there. Maybe we can talk about like some more cryptids from different states if you want to. We can talk about... if you guys have any ideas, let me know. I'd be happy to hear them. Like I said, I'm taking a SCP break for this month since some people wanted me to. So, with that being said, guys, be sure to let me know what you want to do. I'm going to post all my links to my social media after this video is over, so please be sure to check that out. I got Discord, Gmail, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr. Be sure to check all these out, guys, if you want. So, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Cryptocast.